Today I'm speaking with Rod Crowder from Ops Centre, a specialist business continuity consultancy. Hi Rod, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me along, Anne.
No problem. Now Rod, can you just tell us a little bit about your background in the industry and what it is your company does?
Look, I've got about an 8 or 9 year history in business continuity, disaster recovery and risk management planning. I'm the founder and owner of the Business Ops Centre. We're effectively a boutique organisation which helps companies to assess the risks in their business, develop mitigation plans and strategies, and also test those plans once they're in place and train their staff.
So Rod, from your experience, what are some of the most common risks for small businesses?
Well, people always think about disaster recovery and business continuity as dealing with all the very large risks like the pandemics, 9/11 type events, floods, fires, those sorts of things. But particularly to small business, things like cash flow management, protection of intellectual property, making sure they don't have key person risks in their business, they're very important as well. So they're some of the more regular day-to-day type events that can affect a business that they really need to mitigate against.
Okay, so then how can a small business manage some of these risks?
Well, the Australian Standard 4360 is a really good start point for this sort of thing. It gives you a framework to look at the impact and the likelihood of those events and how you're going to deal with them, what sort of response mechanisms you need to put in place to respond to any type of incident in your business. So that's a great start point.
So when developing risk mitigation strategies, what are some of the things to keep in mind?
Look, getting the right team in place is always very important, and it's not always the people that seem the most obvious people to put in the crisis or disaster recovery team. Sometimes people at an operational level rather than the senior executives are better people to deal with these types of incidents. Another key consideration is to make sure that the types of responses you're putting in place are appropriate to the level of risk that you've already got. What I mean by that is there's no point in spending $1 million mitigating a risk that's maybe only got a $20,000 impact on your business. So it's always important to do an assessment up front of what type of impacts there may be on your business and how much you're prepared to spend on mitigating against them.
So what are some of the essential insurances that small businesses should have?
Well, all businesses need policies such as workers' compensation, general business insurance, directors' liability and so on, but specific to business continuity, things like business interruption insurance are a very good tool, which means you can actually insure your cash flow and your profit if you ever have an incident.